everybody, welcome back to another house building video. Today we are building a Caribbean style home. It's kind of supposed to be the same style as the video we had 2 weeks ago, which was Vacation Homeland. People really liked that build, so I'm really glad that people like the style. And today we're doing a somewhat more tropical, as you may be seen in the thumbnail. It's very blue, it's very summery, maybe more vacation. I don't know how you want to use it, but I think it turned out pretty well. Just a quick disclaimer, it's very windy outside, so if you hear it a little bit, I'm very sorry. I don't know how well this microphone picks it up. I've heard that it's quite sensitive to stuff, so if you hear it, I'm very sorry. So this house is built on, it's inspired by a real house that I found on the internet again. I just googled Caribbean house, and this is one that popped up. I really liked it. It's very blue, very colorful, like from the outside. I didn't really know how the other side looked, so I just went with the front. So the front consists of this little side building with the main building, and the rest I just kind of made up as I went. So the size and proportions, everything is like just something I thought of. Like, I didn't know how I was gonna do it, so I first thought, like, shall I do a kid in it, that the kid lives outside, or a grandma or a grandpa. Like, you could do so much with it, but in the end I decided to do a kind of a rich family. So in 2 hours, like currently here it's 6 p.m, so on 8 p.m, so in 2 hours from now, the family which belongs to this house will also be uploaded, as it is part of the Sassy save file. We all make one house and the family belong to that, and well, not only one house, but like we create a full save file, so we make a couple of things, and yeah, we eventually hope that her save file is becoming really cool. So here you see me trying to figure out the layout, and I was messing around with the how do you call it, rooming up under the roofs, because I wanted to have a trim, and trims don't work if you don't have rooms with it. So yeah, just figuring out how the rest of the house is gonna look. In 2 weeks I will be going to China, so also this is pre-recorded because otherwise I can't find the time to manage everything. So I may or may not have read your comments because I'm very busy with trying to figuring out everything. I think I have the time to react on these videos, but bear in mind that in 2 weeks I will not respond or like see your comments as fast, because I probably will live without internet for 2 full weeks. There is like how do you call it, there is Wi-Fi, but YouTube doesn't really exist in China. So unless we have university internet, which is a open source, we do not have access to everything. So I will respond way later, but it's totally worth it because I'm really excited. So yeah, here I did the layout of the house, like the outside layout. I was really happy how it turned out, but now we need to think about the outside, because I made a way through under the house, because this little building which is actually right under the main house, is a little bit of a, like, such a big tiny room. I just threw in some, yeah, not trash, but you know, old stuff, like kind of a I don't know what the word is, like a deposit of all your stuff that you don't really use. I really don't know how you call that. But anyhow, I wanted to make it look very tropical and still very luxurious, like you moved to this place and owned a lot of money. So the family belonging to this is actually looking kind of rich, like especially she in the story, she's called Helena. She is like this rich blonde woman who is a very much of a working savvy and owned all of her money, so she wanted this big mansion. And her husband, I think it's called Pedro, I'm not sure, I think it is, He is very much into art, and yeah, I think I made him like he's mostly around the house and taking care of the house. And yeah, putting down all the lights, because normally I don't pay much attention to this, but because this is such a luxurious build, I wanted it to all look right. And going around at every bit of the outside is well thought of. Something I sometimes forget, actually, that I pay more attention to the build itself than more than the outside. Like some people, I think Evelyn is one of them, they make such beautiful outside layouts, like with the plants and everything, and I really need to work on that. So tell me what you think of this outside, because I think for how I regularly build, it's turned out quite good, but that's my own opinion. I'm not used to doing these tropical vibe builds. So I was really struggling with the colors because I wanted to keep it blue, but I was afraid of with the outside blue, the inside would be too much. But I end up changing the colors. I don't actually know what colors I eventually changed to. I think I went with greenish and blue and very tropical colors. Because when you Google Caribbean homes, they're mostly with these colors like blue, pink, yellow, and green. And last week's build, like last Friday, we had this gym and I tried to incorporate as much as the colors, because I even started with all of the colors, but then it went more like a Play-Doh whatever. It didn't work out that well, and now I just went with, okay, we do want some color, but we don't want to overkill it. So I went with these, like in this room it's the green blue vibe, but with an accent of yellow, so it works out okay. Can we talk about that mirror? That mirror of seasons. I genuinely love the mirror, but why is it so high? Like probably millions of people have already said it, but I feel like if I look at how tiny I am, I get so frustrated when mirrors are too high for me. I've been to bathrooms in public areas and I cannot see in the mirror because I'm tiny. For everyone who doesn't know how small I am 1 meter and 58 centimeters, so 158. But let's see, I'm gonna Google how much that is in American standards. So 1.58 meters is 5 feet and 2.2 inches. So for everyone who thought like doesn't know my height, this is my height, 5 feet 2. So apparently I'm very small, especially for the Netherlands. I'm very, it's very tiny. And in public areas and even in my own parents' house, they have a mirror that's very, very high. So I basically see from my chin up. So the rest of it I won't see. I won't see my shoulders and stuff. So sometimes it's really frustrating. So every time I see this mirror, I'm like, this is too much. I cannot watch it in real life and I don't like it. And it's actually here as tiny as well. Oh, and big shout out to Faith of HellYeah. Sorry if you're ever watching this. I don't properly know how to pronounce your full name, so I always call you Faith. She showed me this in a live stream and I never thought of it, and I think it's so cute. I don't actually know if it's usable. I think if it's far enough to the back, it's actually usable. I'm not sure, I haven't tested it, I'm sorry, but I like the layout of it, like how it shows. I really love that. So yeah, if you like it, you can also use it in your builds. Yeah, and here I also went with soft bits of color, like how the rugs are, they're very lightly colored, and I changed up the walls, don't worry, because it was too much stone. I make it partially wooden, so it's way more warm and way more enjoyable. Believe me, it will look better, because now it's looking kinda, yeah, not that great, right? And here I was struggling, because those towels, where can we actually, excuse me, some people outside are being really loud. I hope you don't hear it. But yeah, where was I? yeah, that I changed the walls and that it's gonna be wooden because it looks way better like that. I think I duplicate the bathroom partly, not that much, because I think it looks, it suits me in the moment that bathrooms throughout a house are the same style, so the same sanitary, everything, like the same toilets, the same showers, the same everything really. Because normally when you are in a house, it's built together, like in one style. So I get really frustrated when it's really different styles, unless it's like the meaning of it. But if you just have two different this, two different that, it's not. Somehow it annoys me, and I'm not sure why. I'm really not sure why. Yeah, and here I changed it up to wood. It looks way better that way. And here I came back to think of what the kitchen would look like, because I made a very awkward layout. But it works in the end, believe me, it works. So if you like this house so far, let me know. The download link is in the description as always. And I always love to have some feedback, because I'm trying a lot to make the builds more various, because I have my own style and I don't want to stick to that all the time, because I like my signature builds, right? I like some stuff which should be your own signature buildings. I think that is very important, but you shouldn't always do the same thing. You should have some variation in whatever you do. At least I think you should challenge yourself sometimes, but don't go too far, guys. Don't change up yourself from who you really are. Well, that was a speech, wasn't it? Yeah, so here you see the kitchen. I wanted to incorporate the rich woods, dark woods, because in these countries you mostly have really dark woods. So it's semi-modern, I think, with how the floor looks and the walls. But I wanted to have these accents of really Caribbean old signature stuff. So if you think it's really crap that I'm saying, just let me know, right? I can handle it. But yeah, I think in the end it turned out really, really well. And next to this, we are going to the living room, which is actually attached, or like in the back, like next to the stairs, and it turned out pretty cool. Oh, and some people in a different video really liked how I'm doing this. So please, if you never thought of it or was doing this before, let me know, because I get inspired by a lot of people who like, I didn't know that people were actually putting mirrors on walls but lower. But then you have to get rid of the wall, and you need to lift it up, and you need to make it perfectly aligned, and sometimes it's annoying. But I thought, like, why shall we not do this with different things? So I came up with the I think it's called Kirk board, like pin-up board, whatever. Oh, and the mirrors. I saw someone do it on YouTube, and I love it. I genuinely love that. I do it on the builds. I think next Monday I have a build coming up in which I do that too. So I like it. I don't know why I never thought of it. So here I'm going to the living room, and again I work with the greens. The greens and blues, I think in the end worked out. Like, I was afraid there would be too much blue and whatever, but I think it is okay. It's okay. And then indeed with the lamps lighting with a touch of yellow, I pick up a bit of red in the pots of the plants. Like, this is the way I wanted to make the house very, very colorful. So let me know if you think I did a good job or not. All right. I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, thinking of what I should do with this large empty space, because I wasn't sure. Like, I divided this pretty much in 2 rooms, but you get this very awkward walkway, and I think in real life it wouldn't bother that much because it creates a very large room, but I think in The Sims it actually looks really, really awkward. So I make sure that there were some little accents here and there, just some additional lighting, the side table that I actually put behind the couch, and then I just left it there because I think it's still realistic that you don't crowd that area. And here I'm working on the terrain paint because I hadn't done that yet, and I always see people do this, like the rough edges around the thing, around the pathway, and I never actually do this, and I wanted to give it a try, and I think in the end it actually looks pretty okay. I think it is. I really need to work on my terrain tool skills, so let me know if you have any advice on that, really, because I love to get advice on how you should do stuff. Oh yeah, and here you see me like saving up all this garbage or stuff they don't use, like a little safe deposit kind of thing. And yeah, here actually are the bins, additional bins, because I know people who have additional bins or additional freezers or additional refrigerators. Like I was also thinking if I like, should I do this? But I think in The Sims it would work out really weird because maybe other Sims would go in there to get food, and that's not really, like, it's more of a backup of your food, but not something you would really use that often. That's why it's down there, right? So if you have, I don't know, snacks for deep frying stuff, like all that kind of things, like your hamburgers, which don't fit in your freezer upstairs because you want to show that you're healthy, but secretly you want to munch everything, so you put it down there in the semi-basement. I guess you could call it a basement, as it is lower than your regular house, but it isn't actually under the ground. I think I would still call it a basement. And yeah, here I'm trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this space, because actually I wanted to do a very glass moment at first and then make it a kind of inside outside kind of room, but then I was like, these people are rich, so they want to show off their money, so maybe I can do this differently and make it a kind of a playroom, you can call it, because there's a lot of gaming stuff, and I could imagine that they throw parties or get a lot of friends over, and that's actually how this turned out. Like they don't have real cool stuff upstairs, so this is kind of a lounge where they can do whatever they want. So there's a dartboard, there's some fish, your computer is there, but of course this place is to get outside. Like this whole place is based on being outside and enjoying your outside plants, your everything. So the downstairs area, you could actually change that up to whatever you like, if you like more like a glass moment and inside outside area. But I think this world has so much fun that it isn't actually a problem if it is like this, just a how do you call it, entertainment room more, I don't know. But the left shack that we still have not put anything in will actually be more of a exercise room. There are a couple of things there to do. Just they have a lot of money, so they thought, like, why not make a tiny gym? And they just have some additional stuff, which you will see in a moment. And of course, because I thought, like, the family loves the outdoors and I think it should still be very tropical, I put in a bunch of flowers because I think that works with the the aesthetic of the build, really. And I also kept, like, how do you call that, for your flowers, flower beds, because they're both botanists. Well, not both, one of is a botanist and the other one loves the outdoors, so I think, like, it would make sense if they but like garden their own flowers and put up their stuff they like themselves. And I also hadn't done this area yet, so it's all finishing up of the main build, and then we will be moving on to the little shack. Really. So if you've liked this build so far, please let me know if you've come this far, because it's actually a pretty big build. And I know it took me quite a while. I think this is one of the longest builds I did because I wanted to have enough detail in it. but I wasn't sure like how it was gonna turn out because I had no clue how to start this. So in this here you see it's the art area and the workout area, and the art area mostly for Pedro because he's a art lover, so he can just enjoy his moment here. And finishing up with some lights. It's very empty, so if you like to do your own stuff with it, let me know what you made of it. So here are the screenshots. Please enjoy what you see and let me know if you have any points that I can differ or which I can change, because I would love all the feedback. See you next Monday. Bye guys, I love you all.